Welcome back, action figure fans, for another awesome video of some random action figures pulled off my shelves. Today we're going to be looking at some He-Man Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures. And these are some really good figures. I really like what this Masterverse line, they've done a great job with them. We're going to be looking at 5 good guys and 5 bad guys as always. So there you go. That's the figures that we'll be taking a look at. Okay, back over here, we have Sunman. What a great figure. He looks basically like Hawkman. I mean, those wings are great. And look at the face on him. The colors are really good on these Masterverse figures as well. They did a great job with that. I don't know much about Sunman, but I have been buying him now that he's officially in the He-Man universe. And that's a really good looking figure. I really like the colors, and the wings on this are just fantastic. So he looks really good on the shelf. Zodak, one of my favorites. I've always liked Zodak. I've always liked the way he looks. And one of the things about the Masterverse line here is they have a lot of the elements of the original, obviously, but they have changed it just enough to make it something new, something that most people, I think, that like He-Man would want to collect this new line. And I like the scale. They're, I think, about 7 inches, so they are a larger line, and they're not as bulky as the original He-Man, of course. So I like the proportions of this line. So it's another He-Man line that I think is really fun to collect. And this Zodak figure is one of the best. I really like it. Everything about this figure is spot on. I like it. Especially those feet, man. Look at the claws on him. Zodak Cosmic Enforcer. Okay, one of the figures that I have some issues with from this line is this Fisto. And it's not a bad Fisto. I just think that the fist is not large enough on him. I think it should be larger than that. And he needs to be a little bit more muscular, I think, in the arms and the legs. Fisto is, for me, always a big, bulkier guy. So that would be my one complaint. But the fist on this thing is metal. I really think that's cool. That is a metal fist on him. And the face sculpt is really well done. The paint job on these tend to be really good, well done as well. I really like it. So that's a good figure. This needs a little more bulk on him, I think. Okay, one of He-Man's ancestors. We have Hero. I believe that's how you say his name. And like I said, he was one of He-Man's ancestors. He had the power of the universe as well, I believe. And it's an okay figure. I think that the paint job on this particular figure is kind of bland, especially his chest over here. It would be so much cooler if it was more like a gold metallic with some flake in there. But it's not. Not a bad figure, though. I like it. I think they should spruce it up a little bit with some better paint. But there you go. There's Hero. Last but not least, with the good guys, the good girl here, we have He-Man's twin sister, Adora, in her She-Ra mode. So that's the She-Ra figure. And it's pretty good. I think the face sculpt is a little weak on this particular figure, but it's definitely a She-Ra figure. But I gotta be honest, the bad guys kind of stand out in this line, I think. The good guys are okay, but the bad guys take the cake. Here's a good example. This amazing Grizzlor, man, look at him. Huge, imposing. The fur on him is really, really well done. He looks just like a menacing monster, like Grizzlor would be. So, very well done Grizzlor figure. One of my favorites from this new Masterverse line is that Grizzlor, for sure. Okay, going along with Sunman, like I said, I don't know much about these guys. I just get them because they're part of the line. Pig Head is his name. I do like this one a lot for the bright colors. If you haven't noticed in my videos, I talk about the colors a lot, and the bright colors really make figures stand out, and he's a good example of this. If I didn't know anything about this, I would still kind of want it because it just looks pretty neat. So he's a villain of Sunman. I guess that would make him a villain of He-Man. And he's pretty neat looking for sure. So there's Pighead. Now this figure is amazing, I think. I mean, this Too Bad figure is huge and imposing, and just everything about it is really well done. I like the sculpt. I like the weapons, the facial expressions, the skin tone, the sculpting on the skin on this guy. I don't know if you can quite tell, but man, the sculpting of the skin is just fantastic. This might be one of the best 1 or 2 Masterverse figures they've made so far. I can only think of one that I really like a lot better, and that's probably the Trap Jaw that came out. But man, I think this is on sale right now in most places, Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that, or eBay. So if you could pick this guy up on the cheap, man, do so. That's an amazing figure right there. Too Bad. All right, moving on to Shadow Weaver, Mistress of the Dark. I'm guessing, I think she's second in command to Hordak. It's interesting how Eva Lynn is Skeletor's second, and she is Hordak's second. I'd like to see a throwdown to the death battle between her and Eva Lynn. So, of course, she floats, right? She doesn't really walk on the ground. So they have that little stand there. And she's a very, very well done Shadow Weaver figure. Shadow Weaver's just kind of a cool figure to look at, or a character as is. And so there she is. Not much articulation, but she looks good. A good Shadow Weaver. Okay, the last one I have in the Masterverse for today is this pretty amazing Whiplash figure. And you can take all of this, armor off if you wanted to, and have him more of like a classic look. But like I said, one of the things I like about this line is the differences that separate it from the original. And so I kind of like all this extra stuff. It's a little bit different. And so I'm leaving it on there. He is, you know, heavy with that tail back there. As you can see that I do use the tail to prop him up. I think you kind of have to. But that's a pretty neat looking Whiplash figure. And he's big and he's bulky. I like that. And once again, the colors are really, really well done. Okay. So there we go. 10 Masterverse He-Man figures. It's a cool line, guys. Check it out. All right, if you like this video, please check out my other videos. I'm making them for you. All right, take care.